Well, hi, and welcome to another LRCC Soundbite. Another week, and Jesus is still on the road. This time, we're heading towards a city called Jericho. We're in the middle of a bit of Jesus' story where he's always on the road. I think that's because this part of the story all occurred towards the end of his time on earth. So this journey ends in Jerusalem and the events of Easter. But we're not there yet. At this point, he's got a large group of people travelling with him, so that they can learn from him, listen to him, every opportunity they were taking. So this is in addition to the 12 disciples, probably something like up to 300 people walking with him. Today, as they're walking along, they walk past a beggar on the side of the road. This poor man is in the position that he is because he's blind. And sad to say, society was not very accepting of people who couldn't work. Anyway, this man asks the crowd, "What's going on? Large crowds don't normally walk past me like this." They tell him Jesus is passing by, and that triggers the man to start to shout. See, he must have heard of Jesus because he shouts to him, asking for mercy. People in the crowd tell him to be quiet. I guess they want to hear what Jesus is saying. But the man shouts even louder, and Jesus hears him, and he stops. In the middle of the large crowd, he asks them to bring the man over. As they do, Jesus asks the man a very simple question. "What do you want me to do for you?" Now, you might have thought Jesus would recognise the man's need. And you wouldn't be wrong. He and everyone in the crowd would have known that this man was blind. But there's something important in the question. See, the man had to ask Jesus for what he needed. "Lord," he said, "I want to see." Jesus replied, "Look, and you will see." And because you believed and trusted, because you had faith, you have been healed. And the man could see. He thanked Jesus, he praised God, he even joined the crowd of people travelling with Jesus. And the whole crowd learnt that if you need something, you just need to ask. Still today we can ask Jesus for things that we want and things that we need. Talking to Jesus is what we call prayer, but it's nothing more than a conversation. See, the great thing about prayer is you can say whatever you need to say to God and he will listen. He doesn't switch off halfway through. He doesn't ignore you. Of course, that doesn't mean you can just present a wish list of everything you fancy. Well, you can, but I wouldn't have any expectation of receiving it because prayer isn't a vending machine or a list to Santa. Jesus said that when we ask for things in the way that he would do them, in the way that he would ask, in the way that he would act, and for the reasons that he would do things, then we will always receive. You know, a lot of people keep a diary of things they've prayed to God about. They'll record the things they asked God for and then look back and see what happened. It can also be a great reminder of what you prayed for, so you can pray for it again if it's still important. Because Jesus said that God loves to hear our prayers, and there's nothing wrong with asking for something over and over again if it's important. In fact, he said that's exactly what we should do. As I mentioned, praying is nothing more than a conversation. Anyone can try it. Anyone can do it. If you want to talk more about it, you're welcome to get in touch or pop along to 44 Lindbergh Road any Sunday afternoon from 2 o'clock. We can talk not only about praying, but stories of how prayers have been answered. I hope you have a great week. God bless, and I'll see you next time.